Hello everyone, my name is Patricia and Tanya has asked me to talk to you about my experience participating in the exhibition Words and Their Meanings. So I'm just going to talk about how everything developed, and then you will see on the screen as well some of the notes and some of the drawings that I did as I was working on the idea. So first, everything really started with a call for artists by the Academic Writing Centre of the University of Galway. They were looking for visual artists working on any medium who had an interest on words, especially on etymology. So I just went to the blog of the exhibition, and they were presenting some interesting options for artists to choose, although we could have chosen any other thing. The first two words that really were appealing for me were the words sophistication and consumer or consumption, just because of the development in terms of the etymology that both words had. So my first idea was to kind of put all those words together into a sophisticated consumer and do something visual with that. But I thought it was way too complicated. I think I was trying to be too cool, or however you want to express it. In visual work, usually, that's my opinion, the more simple the better. You know, the simple ideas are the stroking ones and are the ones who really have the power to communicate, to convey a message. So after some consideration, I decided to go just with consumption or consumer. We had a meeting with Irina Rupo-Malone, who was the main organizer and the member of the staff. She's the person in charge of the Academic Writing Centre, and James Simmons, who last year was working in the Academic Writing Centre. So all artists met with them, and we were discussing how to work around the etymology. Irina and James were giving us some tips about how to get information on the development of the word through years, so some dictionaries, and they were very accessible and very supportive. So back then the idea that I had was of a female that was naked, so it was a nude, full body nude of a female person with a shopping cart or a shopping basket next to her, and she would be sitting on the ground with her legs spread, and on her head there was like a chicken. So instead of having a human head, she would have a chicken or a turkey head. So I was talking to Irina and James about this idea, and the question of nudity was a problematic one. But I kept thinking, is it really necessary for me to show a naked body to express what I wanted to express back then? My main interest back then was on gluttony and boring and rioting and the whole violence and viscerality behind the word consuming, which I think to some extent is still. So anyway, I kept thinking about nudity, and I thought that, well, it's maybe not necessary to show the whole body, just to imply that is nude. And for me to be nude was to be unprotected, to be not able to stop all that sort of violence that is external and that makes us consume more. You know, so it's just like you are in the middle of a process that you cannot break. All right. So anyway, I then thought, okay, well, if I show the shoulders of the girl, I will imply that she is nude. So that was a possible solution. But then I couldn't really show the shopping cart or the basket, because I would have to show the whole body, and that would have implied to show the chest, female chest. So that's when I kind of decided or came up with the idea of doing two photos. So do a diptich. On the one side, then I would have my consum-mate, and on the other side, the consum-captive. I think that both of them really capture well the etymology of the word, the current meaning of the word, and I think it's a little bit critical as well, or I hope it to be a little bit critical, just to make you as viewers to think and reflect on how much consumerism is ruining our lives, really, and how difficult it is for us sometimes to spare some quality leisure time outside of consuming anything, outside of going to cinema where you are consuming, outside of going to supermarket, outside of buying a lollipop already, it's we don't take the time really to enjoy each other's company or to enjoy our own company. What was difficult for me to get was the entrails, actually. I had no idea how to get, what you see there is the heart of a cow, the lungs, and the liver. So I really had no idea how to get entrails in Ireland. Anyway, and first I thought about some other animal, maybe a pig or something. So my boyfriend lives in Northern Ireland, so I asked him, and he told me, well, there is a factory here, so maybe we can call them and see if we can stop by and get some entrails. I was like, okay, great. But apparently they are not, I don't know if this has something to do with the mad cow disease or something like that, that they are not allowed to give you entrails. So I had to ask for them in a local butcher, and it took a while. They had to especially request entrails, and I asked for the entrails of a cow at the end because I thought that they would be chunky and big, but believe me, they are massive. They are not only big, they are massive, like the heart's this size. It's really, really heavy. So for the purposes, it was great because it was really filling the basket. And that was my initial intention, to really fill the basket with all those entrails. I wish there was a little bit more of blood in the image, but I think the colors of the entrails, because they were very fresh, maybe because of the colors you don't really need the blood. That, I don't know. Well, let me know what you think anyway. Maybe next year I will see some of your ideas becoming true. Anyway, please feel free of getting back in touch and comment on the work or give me feedback. I would love to hear. Have a good class. Bye.